Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo time trial where it is the last one of the year, week 52, and we are in the Alfa Romeo 4C at Spa. If you hadn't already guessed, you can see it right there. We're on sports medium tires. It does make it quite grippy. Goal difficulty I've put as easy. I do feel like there's a lot of time available there in between the fastest time and the gold time, which means that the gold time, in my opinion, is easy at the 242.3 estimate that I've given. That's actually 6 tenths more than what it currently is now. If you do like this video, as always, do give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content, including these time trial guides nearly every single week, unless I'm away doing something, of course. Let's jump straight into that guide then as we head towards turn 1 here at Spa. And it's a normal braking zone for this one then. It's the 100 board on the left-hand side. But one thing that is different is we're going to be using engine braking for this car. It benefits so much from engine braking, you're going to have to use it, okay? So what I'm going to say is go down to second gear straight away, and just before you get to the apex of the corner, shift to third. This car does like a short shift as well as we leave the corner there. You may suffer a bit of oversteer, but don't worry about that. Now, you're going to change gears just after the gear indication. So you see the red number 4 there. Just after that is where I change gear. So do keep that in mind. As we head towards our Rouge Radion, you come into here and you're going to do a slight lift, hit the curb on the inside, and then go straight over. If you do cut it, you are going to invalidate your lap. It has championship rules on. So therefore, any over the white line markers, it is going to invalidate it. Head toward Lake Combe then, we've got the 100 board. Now, you can use the one on the left, but the one on the right is bang on the money in terms of when it hits the edge of your screen, when to brake. Now, again, use engine braking. You drop to third gear for this one. You can do it in fourth, and I originally was doing it in fourth, but third gear is slightly quicker. Avoid hitting those bollards. They will invalidate your lap as well. And as we go through here, we're trying to get it as far left as possible. We're then going to short shift to fourth gear, clip the inside, again, avoiding those bollards. And you can use quite a lot of the exit, but make sure you get back on circuit before that curb ends. Heading down towards this sharp right-hander then, I'm using the start of the curb here, just before I get to the start of the curb, in fact. Now, you're going to go hard on the brakes, third gear for this one, but what you're also going to do is you want to overlay a little bit. What do I mean by overlaying? You're going to be on the brakes, but a slight bit of the throttle there. You can see that it was around 5% there throttle, and that helps me out massively. I'm then going to leave this corner, head over towards the right-hand side where I'm going to point out 2 markers. Now, these markers are just guides now for you. There are 2 brakes in the fence there, okay? You want to be braking in the middle of this one for this left-hander. It's essentially as you hit the curb on the right-hand side. You really need to be careful with this one. If you brake too late, you're going to run wide, okay? So as I come into here, I'm in fourth gear. I clip the curb on the inside, and be careful about running too wide on exit. The dark green stuff, very, very slippy stuff, so you do need to be careful there. Now, you can stay in fourth gear or go to fifth gear, of course. Now, I stay in fourth gear on this particular lap. There's no real difference there. But as we get to this corner, okay, 50 is the marker, okay, the 50 board on the right-hand side. And literally, you're going to stay wide a little bit and then come in. The car may want to rotate a little bit. Just be careful of that and be patient on the throttle, okay. You notice a later turn in there. I'm now going to start accelerating. You may suffer some understeer during the second part of P1 here. So what I would suggest is short shift into fifth if you do struggle with that understeer. Head towards the right-hander here then, the long chicane. We have the gantry at the top. As that hits the top of your screen, you can see I've just started braking here. That is your brake marker for this one. Now, again, engine braking, very valid at this point. So it is a third gear corner with a fourth gear change. You can do it in fourth as well. I did that a few times, but as you come into here, I get a bit too much oversteer, to be fair, as I bring it back very nicely. Then in towards the left we go. Short shift to fourth gear. Again, avoiding those bollards, going for a later apex, and just being careful on exit about running too wide. Because remember, going over the white lines does invalidate the lap. So heading towards this right-hander then, on the right-hand side, we've got the Armco that goes into a sort of bulky barrier. You can also see the catch fence there as well. As that hits the edge of your screen is when you're going to want to brake. Now, this corner can be done in fourth or third gear. It doesn't really matter that much. I do it in third gear this time. I've done it in fourth many times. I do use fourth on exit though, but you can use third as well. Very much a varied corner. It's how you feel on that corner as we go towards this fast right-hander. So as that edge of the curb hits the edge of your screen on the right-hand side, you're going to lift slightly as you go in. It's going to rotate the car a little bit. Make sure you hit the curb on the inside, but you're going to have to be careful of the bollard on the inside. It's quite annoying that it's there, to be honest with you. But as we go through here, we just avoid it, and we can be flat out then. Slight lift, chuck in, go. That's what you got to do on that corner. As we head towards Blanchimont then. Blanchimont is actually quite tricky in this car. So we've got the billboards on the right-hand side. We've got the PlayStation one, which is first up there. So you're going to want to lift slightly and turn in, okay? So you're looking for around 128 miles an hour, 127 miles an hour on the apex here, okay? As I lift, I'm going to turn in I'm then going to try and maintain that speed through there. I do 128 there, absolutely bob on. That's exactly what we need here as we head towards the final chicane. Now, this is the biggest engine braking corner of the entire circuit. You're going to go down to second gear as fast as you can, okay? So as that 150 board hits the edge of your screen, I'm using the one on the right-hand side here, although I've marked both of them just so you're aware. But the one on the right side hits the edge of the screen. I'm going to shift all the way down to second as quickly as possible. I realize some people don't like this, but the car benefits so much from it, we have to do it. We short shift to third gear then to keep the car stable. And as we go into the left-hander, we're then going to accelerate out of the corner and then head towards the line. Be careful that dark green stuff. It is very slippy indeed. We do get a 38. 37s are going to be hit this week, that is for sure, as we go onto a fast lap then. So remember, the 100 board is what we're looking for. Engine braking down to second gear. We're going to short shift to third gear. We're going to start accelerating just after the bump there on the inside, and that should keep the car stable. So just after the bump. I didn't say that in the guide. This is your little extra bonuses where I can give them for you. Right, heading towards a Rouge and Radion then. So you're going to go left, and then you're going to slightly lift and go towards the right. You do want to actually hit the curb on the inside. It does benefit this car then. And then flat out, of course. 125 miles an hour is sort of peak. I have done 127 mile an hour once, which was insane. I got the fastest sector one I've ever had here in this combo so far. But 125, aim for that if you can, but make sure you stay on throttle as well. Head towards this left-hander then. It's a 100 board on the right side. Engine braking down to third gear, avoiding those bollards as we go into the left. I was trying to figure the name. Lake Home. There we go. We got it. Get over towards the left-hand side as quick as you can. Short shift to fourth. Avoid the bollards, but clip the curb on the inside, and you can use all on the exit. But just get back on circuit before it ends there. So the start of the curb here for this really, really sharp right-hander. Overlay if you need to, which is hard on the brakes. Slight bit of throttle stops the car from oversteering, keeps it settled, and keeps it braking around about 100% efficiency. Over towards the right side, we brake for this corner. We don't change gear. We're trying to keep the car as balanced as possible. Not huge oversteers are needed on this one as we head down here to Puyon then. So the 50 board for this one. Stay out to the right side a bit longer than necessary. Then come back across to start accelerating. If you turn in too early, you're just going to understeer off and then suffer on the exits of this corner as well. So stay out towards the right side that little bit longer. Remember, you can short shift to fifth if you do suffer from a bit of understeer. The gantry up the top there is your next brake marker. I dropped to third gear. You can do this in fourth as well. We get a bit of oversteer there. And what we're looking for here is a nice left-hander, later apex and normal to avoid the bollards. And again, use a lot of the curb on the exit, but make sure you're off it by the time you get towards this right-hander. The start of the catch fence, sorry, on the right side was our brake marker. Third or fourth gear on entry or exit as well. Slight lift here as the curb on the right side gets to the edge of your screen, and then accelerate through the corner. And then you can breathe a little bit. You can just think about the final two corners now and making sure you're getting these right. Sometimes overthinking this can be a bit of a problem, but let's think about Blanchimont then. We know it's the billboards on the right-hand side. It's a slight lift. We're aiming for around 128 miles an hour. That's what we're going to do. Slight lift, turn in, and then on the throttle as early as we can to try and maintain that speed. Okay, the final chicane, the 150 board, engine braking down to second gear then. That's what we're trying to do here. Slowing the car down, short shift to third gear as we get towards the apex then, and then keep the car balanced through this left-hander. Be careful on exit. You will suffer a bit of power oversteer potentially, so straighten up as quick as you can. As we head towards the line then, that is a 238.9. I'm going to have another go because it's quite fun, this one as well, and I really would like to get to a low 38, if not the 37s. That is the Alfa Romeo 4C here at Spa-Francorchamps, and I do hope you've enjoyed this guide. Some tips there for you. Remember, avoid those bollards, keep it in the white lines, and use engine braking. They are the key tips for this car. Now, if you did like it, do give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content, of course, and that's going to be it for me, folks, this week. Now, I had 2 videos there to check out, including last week's guide in the Group 2 at Fuji, which I may go for the world record for because I've got quite a bit of speed there for some reason. Once again, my logo's there for you to subscribe. A big thank you for the support, and I do hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.